Hello, I am Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz October 11, 2018, 6:46 p.m. Birmingham. And topic, wow, what is going on today? Um, First, what you see right here on the screen, it's something that most of us are familiar with. And heal our land. Where do you remember that? If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, then I will hear from heaven. I will forgive their sin and I will heal their land. That is 2 Chronicles 7:14. And I believe that this country really got themselves in order. I'm talking about the Christians in this nation. And that was one of the most widely prayed prayer for the last many years that helped get Trump elected, that said God got him in here for us. But of course, we had to pray, but God brought Donald Trump up, I don't know, could be millions of years ago. God has already seen everything, start to finish and finish to start, so he knows, but we had to help, and that is the prayer that we used. And that's kind of like praying against the Harbinger, if you remember what that is, the Harbingers that America got hit by. We could still be under those Harbingers. And if you think about today's date, it just hit me. I have to think about it, but go back and I know it's not September 11, but at the same time, is it a date of a harbinger? I don't know. Well, that's a prayer that we need to continue to pray, because that's what got our country in the shape it's in, which is in great shape. Great president, best we ever had, in my opinion. But we need to continue to pray that prayer and not forget it, because it means a lot for us, and it's done a lot for us. There's other things. You got Hurricane Michael. That is the strangest hurricane I've ever seen in my life. And I mean strange, with a 23-mile wide base, such a large hurricane. You had a 23-mile wide destruction path with a little more over on the east side of it, with hardly none on the left side of it. As I mentioned in a blog last night, Sunnyside is part of Panama City Beach, the main drag. We used to rent a house there when I was growing up on Sunnyside, that little lake, and walk to the hangout. I mean, not even a mile. Well, the Hurricane I went through Panama City, downtown, not right there at the beach, but Sunnyside was less than 7 miles from the edge of the eye, and it didn't get hit. Why? A friend of mine just called me back today and let me know, said there's very little damage down here on Sunnyside. And he's going to call me back tomorrow and give me another update. But this is like a manufactured tornado on steroids or something. I don't know. It's really strange. And pray for all those people that have received so much devastation, destruction out of this thing. It's horrible. And then let's go to the inner cities, the chaos that people are seeing through dreams and visions, chaos, gangs, devastation. And this will be countrywide. And when will it happen? Well, it'll happen right about November the 11th, starting perhaps that evening. And mark this date. November the 9th. Mark this date down, November 9, and see what happens on the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th. Just remember that date. Because when the Democrats and the liberals lose so much in one night, it's going to make them go crazy. And they'll go out and start burning, just like I said they would do. It'd be Ferguson on steroids. It'd be East LA on steroids. Just people just burning and tearing up things. But if they want to get outside their inner cities and come out to the suburbs, then there's a wall of protection out here. We'll stop them. They'll not come to our areas and do those things because we'll stop them. We'll be the they just won't get beyond us. And the Dow disaster week, wow, 800 points almost today. What's going on there? You know, I think God is going to fix SOROS pretty soon. SOROS, his hand is always in something like this, a Dow crash or down, and SOROS go and bet money, bet billions on one certain thing to make one thing happen, and then talk Iran into selling oil for gold and to push down the dollar. Then SOROS turns around and cashes in and makes about $5 billion in about 3 days. This is the kind of game that he plays, and he wins at doing it. So I think God is going to have a chat with SOROS really soon here. And again, the Kavanaugh confirmation, you saw what it did to the Democrats. You saw that it brought that swamp, that smell, that shadow government. It put faces on who they are. You saw that. You saw their faces. You see their faces through the upper echelon of the CIA and of the FBI. You know who they are. And those that you watch and go down, and those that have been fired, and there's a lot more on that list. They're not done. They have thousands more to go. But the rank and file is, Hannity says, just like the patrolmen on any police department, they're not involved in that stuff. They're just as embarrassed as anybody else would be. And you don't take it out on them. They're the good guys. So leave those guys alone. Let the bad guys continue to expose themselves the way they are. And it's not only them, it's the Democrats in every capacity of their life, the way they live it, the way they want you to live their life. And so they're putting a face on the shadow government, so you know who they are. And it's going to get much worse again on the 9th of November. We'll see how bad when their clock has been cleaned and we just go ahead and get the rest of them out. But we need to continue to pray for America and pray for Israel. We'll get a blessing out of Israel. Just pray for the peace and safety of Jerusalem. But you keep praying 2 Chronicles 7:14 for the United States. And then look at North Korea. They want to deal with Trump. They're making it known. We want to work with Trump. Well, I'm beginning to think, really? Is this for real? Do they really want to do this? Or they just want to get in just enough that they can, well, I won't say any more than that. I'm just saying I hope to see them prosper, but if it's not to be, then all that's in God's hands. And with all this said, can the rapture be far away? I keep thinking Trump will fill his 2 terms, 8 years, meaning 6 years to go. But can all that be changed? Could a rapture just overnight change it? Well, if we don't get our act together and if we don't continue to stand with the Christians in this country and other countries and pray for our brothers and sisters and pray for our president every night. He's praying every night for you, whether you know it or not. We got to get with him. Meeting of the minds when we go to God together in prayer. So remember that. And but if we fail to do these things, then I'd say yes, there could be a rapture somewhere in the making here. And but we got people we need to win over to Christ before that happens. But God's in charge. Jody Wolf Expoz.